Hello everyone, my name is Anton, and in this video I'm going to walk you through setting up Obsidian Sync. Now there are a few ways that you can sync Obsidian to basically multiple devices, but Obsidian has their own sync capability. You can sync to their cloud, it's encrypted, so it's one of the embedded core plugins that you can enable. It is a paid plugin or actual service that's provided from Obsidian along with publish. So we're going to go ahead here. We're in the settings. We're in the core plugin area here in the settings, and we're going to enable sync. And when you enable sync, then you can go into the plugin options here under sync. You can pick remote vault, and when you initially start off, you will not have any vaults. You can create multiple vaults, but for this particular case, we're going to just do one. So you have your create remote vault set up here, and this will create the vault in the cloud side. And then you will sync everything from this particular device into the cloud. And then when you set up your other devices, those devices will pull down from this particular vault that you have in the cloud. So right now we're in the configuration area here. We want to give this a name, so we can go ahead and give this a name of test. We can have this end-to-end encryption password. So if you turn this off, we will securely manage the encryption key for you. So if you don't want to manage your own encryption key, then you can turn this off, and then they will manage that for you. But if you want to be more secure and own your actual password, then you can go ahead and use this particular setting so that you can put in your own password. So we'll go ahead and put in our own password here to make it, the most secure as it can be. We'll go ahead and click create, and it creates the vault in the cloud. It's named test. And from here, we can actually go in and either delete this if we named it the wrong thing, or we don't think we want the right settings or the settings that we configured it with, or we can go ahead and connect to it. So at this point, we want to connect. And then when we connect, it says your local vault is already contains some notes. And then if you want to connect to the remote vault test, notes in this local vault will be merged with notes from the remote vault. So there's nothing in the remote vault right now, so everything that's local will basically just go up into the remote. We'll go ahead and do continue. It will ask for the password that we gave it, and you will have to enter this password on every device where you want to set up this sync, this remote sync process here. So again, you can't just go to another device and without this password start syncing your data. So we'll go ahead and unlock this vault, and it says you're now connected to test. So we can go ahead and start syncing, or we can go in and manage excluded folders. And if we go in here, it'll show you the tree, the hierarchy of your folders that you have set up, and you can just sync what you want. But for this case, we're going to go ahead and sync everything. So we'll just say start syncing. And from here, everything's set up. So we'll go ahead and X out and X out. And now when we go back to the actual, start of the application here, the main area here, we'll see this icon at the bottom here where it's saying it's uploading data. You can go ahead and click on there. You can get the actual status. You can change it so that you only see the errors if you click this little toggle here. But you can see here that it's going through all the different files and it's uploading everything. You even have the capability to copy this log and then paste it into a text format if you want to look through this later. We'll go ahead and do done here. And when it's finished syncing, you'll get this checkbox, this green little check mark that's green here so that you know that it's in sync. So that's pretty easy, straightforward. Let's go ahead and move on and see how this looks on an actual phone, a mobile device. Okay, so now I'm on an Android device here and I have Obsidian up. You can see I'm using Obsidian's mobile 1.0.5 version here. And when you first open it up, if you don't have any vaults set up, you're going to have to create a vault. So we can go in here and we can create a vault. We'll give it a name like I gave the other one, which would be test. And then I would choose a location to put it on within my folder structure, because we always have to start off with an actual local area here. We'll put it in this Obsidian folder, allow access, and this is where we'll place it here. We'll go ahead and create this vault called test. And it creates the vault. There are no files or anything in this vault. So if we slide over, we can see that there's the test vault with no folders or files in it. Now we can go into the settings by clicking the gear at the bottom left. We can go into core plugins, and then if we scroll all the way down to the bottom here, we'll see the sync plugin. So we'll go ahead and enable that. We'll go back out, then we'll scroll down into sync. Go into sync here, and it's going to ask us to pick a remote vault. And because we already created one, we go ahead and click choose. We can see a list of the remote vaults that were created. Because I only have the one test, we can go ahead and connect that vault up by just clicking the connect button there. We'll go ahead and hit it. And then you will need the password for this particular vault. So remember, we set that password so it's more secure. So we'll go ahead and put that password in. And paste that in there. We'll unlock the vault. And as long as I put in the right password, it will unlock the vault for us. It says successfully done there, and at the bottom we can see you're connected to test. And then I can again either hit the manage exclude folders, or I can go ahead and start the sync from here. So I will go ahead and hit the start sync, and that's done. So we can go ahead and now back out and go to the main area of the application. Now we're at the main screen here, and if I swipe over from to the left, we can see on the upper right side there's the little circular icon that shows that it's syncing. If we click on that, it will show us the sync progress, and we can start seeing that all the files are being synced. And once it's done, then it will show us the green check mark in that sync icon area there. Okay, so the sync process is done now. All the files have been downloaded. We can see here in the log at the bottom that it's fully synced. And if we go ahead and click done, we'll go back to the main page and scroll over, and the icon should show the check mark right there that is fully synced. Not sure why it's not showing it right now, but let me go ahead and I will reopen the app. Scroll to the side, and now it does show that it is synced with the check mark. And we can go in there again and see some of the log there, and it shows that it's fully synced. So now if I create a file, let's go ahead and just create a file here. New file. And we'll just type some text in here, new file. And we will basically just go ahead and close that pane there. And we can already see that right here we have that new file where it's synced. Now, sync is pretty quick. If you have a lot of files, sometimes you can get errors, and sometimes I've seen it where you get errors connecting to the server. But I also use a VPN on, say, many of my devices, my desktop and on my phone, so that could contribute to some of the errors that I see in the sync process. But for the most part, once you open up you have both apps open, then the sync process will take effect immediately. So the next thing with the sync process, you also get file history. So we can go into this file and we can click down to view sync history. And it takes us into this little window here where we can see the history of the file. So we can see where it had one save where there was nothing in it, and then one save where now, I typed in this particular line. We can restore. So if I go here where there's nothing, I can click restore, and it restored to the initial version of that file where it had no text. And then if we go into, say, the mobile device here and we select that same file, we will see that there's nothing there. We can also confirm that the sync has been completed as well. Now if we go in here again, we can do this similar on the mobile device. We see view sync version history. Now we can see that there's 3 different versions of this, and it also shows you which device that the actual file was saved on. So this is pretty nice, where you can at least see where things were edited on, or where the version was created. So that's pretty much it in a nutshell for Obsidian Sync. It works really well. There is a cost to Obsidian Sync. Let me go to the website. Okay, so if we go to the website here, we can see that Obsidian Sync is $96 per year, or you can do $10 per month. So if you have multiple devices, I would say it's well worth it to have the sync capability in there. Or the other option you can use if you have Dropbox or one of these other syncing type storage solutions, even if you're on an iOS device, iCloud works pretty well. Then you can use those storage mediums to sync your files, but you may not get the end-to-end encryption from those other solutions. So if that's a necessary thing that you have to have, Obsidian Sync provides that. Alright, so that's it for this video. Hope you liked it. If you did, go ahead, like and subscribe to the channel. And until the next time, have a nice day.